Salutations, nation. Salutations. It's your brother Wasted. I know y'all just saw me with Docs. I know y'all just saw me. I know y'all thought I was going to take a break. I thought about it. I said, nah. Because, look, man, I can't help it that I got such a dynamic network of people and such amazing people that I'm connected with, man. I'm sitting up here. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to take it down, right? And then I'm like, yo, wait a minute. Me and Phil Robinson, the great Phil Robinson, are supposed to get on screen today. I said, I can't pass this shit up, man. How the hell do you pass up getting on screen with the great Phil Robinson, man? But as I always say, every day, and I know y'all probably saying it right now, let's start this podcast. Back like we never left. What's the deal, brother?
Brother, it's Raider football. It's spring. It's summertime. You know what I'm saying? We got all our guys back. We've had all kinds of pleasant surprises. Everything is full speed ahead, and it's at moments like these that you got to remember to respect the process, because everybody's ready to see the season start. Everybody's in a rush to get to the Super Bowl. This is going to be a special year. This is going to be something different.
So you know what I call it? The Raider Equinox. I don't know if you've heard, but it's been spreading through our Raider Nation. I call this the Raider Equinox. It is the time when we have a quarterback, we have a great head coach, we have a great front office, we have cap space, and we have skill position players lined up with that great quarterback, and it is called the Raider Equinox, and it is a time where we shall come and we will come and bring our dominance back to the AFC, Phil. I didn't mean to cut you off, but the Raider Equinox is upon us. Everyone in the chat knows it, brother. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry for that.
That's what's up. I get behind that because I feel the same way. I've been asking on my show, maybe we could tap your brain and you could tell me, when have you seen the Raiders with better skill position players per position than they have on this squad right now?
It hasn't been since the 2002 team, man, since we had Jerry Rice and Tim Brown and, you know, Napoleon Kaufman and Gardner and all them guys. Like we have, it's been a long time, brother, a very, very long time. And, you know, these kind of moments don't happen a lot in the National Football League, man. It just doesn't. And we got to take advantage of it. I wanted to ask you, when I was on earlier with Docs, you know, because I'm the kind of Raider fan where I am very, very honest. The Alex Leatherwood experiment. How do you feel about this Alex Leatherwood experiment right now, brother? Because I'm hearing rumblings out of camp that Thayer Munford is taking most of the snaps this week, and I know how Josh McDaniels and them do. They try to make sure that the guys are prepared and they get snaps and they move up and down the line. But I don't like what I'm hearing that Thayer Munford is outplaying Alex Leatherwood.
It's a consistency thing, is what or at least what I've been hearing is it's a consistency thing. One day Alex Leatherwood will look like the first round draft pick, then the next day he'll look like he doesn't belong. And it's always kind of been that thing with him. When he came out as a left guard that they said was going to play right tackle, I saw his lateral movement. And I was like, there's no fucking way that's going to work. He cannot move side to side. That's just not what he does. Now, that's why they slid him in the guard. But even still, because he was used to playing the left side, his footwork was backwards, and you could see it in the way that he played. Now, I was of the mind that they were going to move him to the left side to be over there next to Cole Miller, and I was cool with that. I figured that would probably be the best spot for him, and the run blocking you get from that side of the line would be tremendous. But that was before I saw the work that John Simpson had been putting in the offseason and the gains Lester Cotton had got. And when I seen them two in action with Andre James in the first game, I was like, Alex, who?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And so now knowing this, right, and knowing what we have, Derek Carr being the kind of quarterback that he's been, Derek Carr is a top-end quarterback when he's protected. I mean, every quarterback under duress isn't the same quarterback, right? But Derek Carr is a guy where he's a top, I would say right now, as currently constituted, he's a top 8 or 9 guy because he has Devontae Adams, right? If you protect him, but if he's not protected, he falls to the middle of the road. Him getting pressure from the right side means that he can see that pressure. So that'll make him get rid of the ball a little bit prematurely, and that means that you won't be able to take advantage of Devontae Adams the way that you probably need to. What do you see the Raiders' options as right now to kind of like correct what we have going forward? Because I'm not saying we need to go and go get a Pro Bowler at right tackle, but I think that right now in the roster we don't have a NFL starting right tackle.
You don't. I don't know what the deal with Parker is. I've been Parker than a lot of others have been. So when that was just like, now we're square one with not having a great option. I liked what I saw from Thayer Munford. I'm not ready to crown him and give him the job. I need to see him do something against the ones and twos, better talent and competition. But there are things that you can do to help out Alex Leatherwood, and you've been seeing a lot of it with the screen game that they've been running. Nothing will slow a pass rush down faster than throwing the ball to the back right behind the defensive end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we were seeing a lot of that in the first preseason game, in the Jaguar game. They were doing a lot of that. Mm-hmm. I want to get to some of the questions in the chat. Hey, chat, if you guys got any questions for Phil, for myself, you guys can, put it in the chat, throw up a super, listen. And also, guys, if one of my mods have the membership to my channel and for Unfiltered Truth, could you please post the membership to Unfiltered Truth? Anybody who is not subscribed to Unfiltered Truth, Phil Robinson, Phil Jones, they put on an excellent show over there. I pull up in the chat all the time. I watch, I listen. They do a great job over there. Y'all, if y'all are not subscribed over there, get with it or get lost. Go over there and go subscribe to these brothers because they put on excellent content, man. Make sure y'all get wasted with your brother Wasted as well. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And make sure y'all pay y'all bar tab. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up. Now, look, y'all. Let me get into this chat because I don't want to ignore the chat, Phil. You know they've been chomping at the bit. That's the one. Yo, the two people that everybody's like, yo, Wasted, man, why you don't link up with Phil and them, man? What's up? It's always, yo, what's up, man? Why you you need to link up with Phil and them. What's up? Wait a minute, here we go. Dre the Great, my brother. How active will the Raiders be during the last cuts of the waiver wire?
Right now, Ziegler's up to something. So I can't even tell you about the last cuts because I think that he's up to something right now. They've been moving a lot of money around and making a lot of money moves. Some to free up guys, some to restructure some shit. And so something is about to happen. But the one thing that I'll say that this regime has been absolutely just leaps and bounds better than anything is keeping shit on the low. You don't hear nothing come out before it happens.
Man, they like the CIA.
I'm telling you. CIA would be able to take some lessons. I'd be like, they went and did what?
Man, brother, listen, with John Gruden in them, you knew what was going to happen, brother. Mm-hmm. You kind of knew. You know, like a lot of times, man, I think Gruden used to link shit to the media, man. He'd be so excited. Like, he probably would call up the media with like a code name or something like that. He'd be like, hey, man, hey, Jordan Renan, man, this is Don Fuden, man, and hey, I got a little tidbit for you, man. I'm hearing the Raiders about to make a move on Antonio Brown, man. You didn't hear from me, man. It's probably gonna happen about 10:30, man. But hey, John, is this you? No, man, it's not me, man. It's Don Fuden, man. So yeah, knock on whatever you're with me, man. Yo, but these guys don't be playing any games, bro. You know nothing is going on.
No, they don't. And I love the shrewd businessmen. I'm like, we're not throwing around money either. But ain't nobody getting paid if you don't produce around this motherfucker no more.
Yes, bro. And I'm gonna get back to that. My brother Kenny is in a place to be, man. Kenny had a great point about clutch sports, and you know where I'm gonna get to with this, bro. I got another question for Raider Jangling. Phil, who's your starting defensive backs?
So Mullen was penciled in to start. I think personally that Hobbs is about to do something special this year. I really think Hobbs is going to do something special this year. I know it's going to be Rock Ya-Sin, and then it's going to be a toss-up between Hobbs, Mullen, and Anthony Averett. I think using Averett as a matchup guy would be better use for him than starting him. But between Rock Ya-Sin, Nate Hobbs, and Trayvon Mullen, you can't go wrong, bro.
Yeah. So do you think Amik makes his roster?
No.
You know what?
Bryce Crosby's been better. So has and Nick Jones. Chris Jones is getting cut, but Bryce Crosby's been better.
So before, because I didn't know whether Mullen was going to come back the way it was sounding with that toe injury. Now Mullen's back. I really think that Mullen has to play his way on his roster, even though Mullen has been our best corner over the last few years. I think that this regime owes him nothing. I think he's proven nothing to this regime. And I think that if he doesn't play his way onto this roster, I don't think they're going to just get rid of Amik. I think Amik has been playing pretty well in practice. I know he had a few mishaps last week, but if Amik can pull it together against Miami this weekend, I think he can carve himself out a role in this as our slot corner if we're going to move Hobbs more outside.
You could do that. You could look at that. He's facing an uphill battle. So if he's gonna make it, he's making it as a fifth or sixth guy.
Yeah, I don't expect for him to be a guy that's going to move the needle per se because of his size limitation. I think his best fit is him in the slot, him being a slot corner, kind of the way that Gruden tried to use LaMarcus Joyner. I don't know why he would take a fucking Pro Bowl strong safety and put him in slot corner, but Jesus Christ, man. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But the only reason why that's still a uphill battle is because Anthony Averett was so good in the slot in Baltimore too. He was good in the slot as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Much faster than Amik.
Yeah, he's more faster. He's bigger. He's more physical. And then you can take, and on this channel, we call Rock Ya-Sin Lock Ya-Sin. Lock Ya-Sin is one of the best press man corners in football. So Rock, if you don't have Rock out there on your X, you're good. If you can have Rock on your Z, Rock is a good corner to have, man. You don't want to have him out there on DeAndre Hopkins. It's not what you want, right? But if you have him on your Z, your second guy, you're good money with him out there. You don't exactly want him chasing around Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson, though, right? So hopefully,
no. And the beautiful thing about it is that he doesn't have to, because he's a little on the shorter side, even though he's the most jack corner I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, Balco corner times 10.
Man. Right? Like, good Lord.
Like, the Barry Bonds of corners.
You know what I'm saying? Just over here, goddamn, man.
He was up there like, hey. He said, hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, Vic. Nah, yeah, man. Yeah, he's jacked, bro. He's definitely jacked, brother. But you know that he's not letting anybody get a clean release. That's the one thing that we've ascertained from this offseason. That that's why I call him Lock Ya-Sin. You are not getting a clean release with that brother right there, man. That brother is gonna you gonna get that old school Raider Lester Hayes jam at the line, bump and run coverage, brother.
Stop it. We're two men over here. You're not supposed to be talking to me like this. Oh, that old school bump and run. Get up in your face, get both hands on the inside of the shoulder pads right there.
Yeah, man. Well, hold on. Pause.
Look him in the eye.
Pause. The pause Olympics is back, brother. But all right, so Amik doesn't make your roster at this point, because I had Amik making my roster when I thought that Trayvon Mullen's injury was a little more serious than we previously had thought. But now that Trayvon Mullen is back, we got to see if he makes it on the field. So does Trayvon Mullen make this roster even if he doesn't make it on the field in one of these preseason games?
Yes.
Wow.
And I'll say because he's still better than what they got. I would say that if he didn't make it back, that's because of the toe thing, and he's battling the toe thing. But when he's when healthy, if you line up the two of them together, there's no competition.
That's true. That's a factory. That's a factor. I can't argue with that. Kenny, my brother Kenny said a long time ago that Hobbs is a starting lockdown corner. Kenny said this like before the offseason started that Nate Hobbs is going to be playing on the outside. I got to give him big props. And Kenneth, bro, this brother is a longtime Raider fan. This man remembers Super Bowl III. So I got to give him respect, man. That's why a lot of times when Kenny say stuff to me in my comments, bro, I just listen. That's the OG. You can't argue with the OGs, brother. You know what I'm saying? When he say something to me, I say nothing, brother. That's the OG, man. Wasted and Phil, excited to hear about the progress of Malcolm Koontz and Divine Diablo this season. Phil, what say you, my brother?
I love Malcolm Koontz's technique. I don't know who the defensive line coach is over at Buffalo, or the defensive coordinator, but he's doing a hell of a job teaching his guys technique. The long arm that Malcolm Koontz has got for being an undersized defensive end is nasty, and I like his whole move set. I expected him to get bigger in the offseason, and doesn't look like he did. And I want Divine to get off and be everything that we expect him to be, but he's still trying to come back from injury too.
Yeah. The Divine Diablo, I think he's gonna probably hit his apex as far as what he's going to be this season, probably around the fourth week of the season, because he's going to get himself into I think he's going to round into the healthiest playing shape when he gets out there and gets some live bullets and he gets back into the rhythm of things if he doesn't have a setback, because he's been kind of on the shelf, man. You know what I mean? But Koontz, man, is a guy that I'm really, really glad he's rounding around into where he's supposed to be, because I got worried when Colin Fackrell went down, because with Chandler Jones is a great pass rusher. He's one of the best in the National Football League. He's a guy who is a borderline Hall of Famer at this point. He probably is going to be a Hall of Famer now, because they've kind of lowered the bar on the Hall of Fame since the NFL Network's kind of taken over. No disrespect to anybody who's become a Hall of Famer, but some of the guys that have become Hall of Famers lately, I'm just like, man, come on, dude. Like, you remember when we were growing up, you had to be like,
change the game.
Yeah, like not like, okay, this guy was consistent for 10 or 11 years and a Pro Bowler, and like even like, no disrespect to Tony Baselli, but when I see Tony Baselli, I don't think Hall of Famer, man. I'm sorry, no disrespect to that man. I don't feel like Tony Baselli's a Hall of Famer. He is, but when I think of him, it's not like when I see Tony Baselli, I see Jonathan Ogden. You know what I'm saying? And I know they came out back-to-back years. Jonathan Ogden, that's no question. That's no question. Tony Baselli, I'm like, come on, man. No way. If he's a Hall of Famer, then it's like they need to. Prime said this shit. There need to be another room for what Dion and guys like that did.
Yeah.
You know, Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders and Walter
Smith
Payton.
don't make that list. Emmitt Smith don't make that list.
Yeah, I hate Emmitt Smith. I hate the Cowboys.
I can't stand it. I'm like, bro, we could make the Hall of Fame if we was running behind that Cowboys.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm just looking at the resume. When you look at the resume, it's like, you know, all right, you know, guys, all of them guys, you know, Jerry Rice, fucking Tim Brown, these guys are immortals, right? You can't question what they've done in the National Football League. Ray Lewis, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and I mentioned Emmett to troll Docs, because I know he's watching. We got an inside joke. But yo, Mike Singletary, Ray Lewis, we're not gonna keep going, right? Look, Tony Baselli, good player, but I don't see that level. Even, man, it's a lot of guys that are making Hall of Fame lately, where I'm just like when Eli Manning comes up, he's definitely gonna make the Hall of Fame eventually, but he probably, it's like, come on, really? It's like, really, bro? You think he's gonna make it?
Oh, I know he's gonna make it, but so with Eli's a tough one for me, because I could make a case either. You can make a case either way because the winning the Super Bowl in 07, knocking off the undefeated Patriots, that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, but you don't get into the Hall of Fame for that one game though. You know what I mean? Or those two games, beating
But
Brady twice.
Nobody else did it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know,
And that's
so
like I said, that you can
and,
go
and,
either
and
way.
look, I live in this area, and I've I live in the area. Look, he's a Manning. He's gonna get in. He's like in the top 5 in every statistical category when he retired, and he has 2 rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. So when you put the resume up there, but then you got to look at the other end of it, like the interceptions and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're exactly looking at Dan Marino here.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You know, and then
not even close.
Yeah, it's so it's a piece of that kind of shit. It's like, really, bro? So like the NFL needs to really do a little rehaul. I don't want to get into a diatribe about the Hall of Fame because that has nothing to do with the Raiders right now. But we definitely need to do a rehaul of who they're letting in the Hall of Fame because they're lowering the bar, man. They're lowering the bar, man. The last guy that got in the Hall of Fame that I was like, okay, slam dunk, is like Charles Woodson. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
done. And that's not bias. That's just fucking a fact. He's one of the probably the 5 or 6 best defensive backs of all time. But yeah, so all right, now let's get back on track here. My bad, Phil. I've gone into one of my wasted diatribes. I'm sorry.
Hey, we can do it. Like I said, I'm here to rock,
brother. So now we're going up here. We're talking about the offseason. Now we've gone over Malcolm Koontz. Now Malcolm Koontz is a guy that I'm really excited about because I don't think that Chandler Jones. And I love Chandler Jones. And like I was saying, borderline Hall of Famer, that's where I'm getting me back on the ranch. Chandler Jones is getting a little long in the tooth. And a lot of his production last year was in like a few games.
Week 1.
We're going to need that other pass rusher to help Max kind of realize his potential. We're also going to need that pressure up the middle. Where do you see the pressure? Because we know Koontz is the third pass rusher. Where do you see the fourth pass rusher coming from? And where do you see the pressure coming from up the middle? Besides Bilal Nichols.
I don't see it coming from anybody besides Bilal Nichols. You might get, Kendall Vickers. Kendall Vickers would be the only other one that I would rely on to produce consistent pressure up the middle. But they brought in Jordan Jenkins to be the 4th guy because they're I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with Cleveland Farrell, but he's floating around in Raider roster somewhere because of how much money he makes.
He is in the Raider abyss right now. He is on the John Gruden, and he is on the John Gruden Mike Mayock scholarship. I said this earlier. It would almost, if they cut him, it would hurt them more than just let him waste away on the rosters, get him healthy, and just rolling him out there and see if you can get anything out of him. It's probably better. It doesn't make any sense to cut him. It really doesn't, man. Been bad. Hey, guys, listen. You guys aren't asking any questions. This is a Q&A. We need you, chat. I mean, what is going on here? I know we're excellent, but where are the questions coming from, buddy? I mean, come on now, chat. I say that I have the smartest chat in Raider Nation. Don't let me down, chat. Been bad. What's the deal, my brother? Dre the Great. Pick up whatever D lineman the Niners cut. That's a fact. The Niners have a pretty decent line.
Man.
What do you think about bringing in Robert Kimdiche, bro? That's a guy that I always wanted us to draft. He's a guy who looks like Tarzan and plays like Jane. He was a guy at Ole Miss that I was really, really high on because in college he just looked like a monster, man, and he's never been able to put it all together. What do you think about bringing him in just because?
I don't think he's what we need. I need a presence in the middle of the D line. Because we have enough defensive ends, we have enough linebackers, and Patrick Graham tipped his hand against the Vikings. They're going to be bringing Jonathan Abram a lot.
Yeah.
And so I expect the blitzes to off balance the lack of a push in the middle, if you get what I'm saying. And when they start doing some different things and presenting some different looks, it'll open up and it'll work. But they need in order to just solidify the middle and get a push, they need a defensive tackle. a real defensive tackle.
So you don't think that the physical tools that Robert Nkemdiche has, if he gets the right tool, but see, you know what? I'm not even going to put that out there because Robert Nkemdiche has already been in a situation with the 49ers. The 49ers brought him in. I mean, if they can't get it out of you, man, I mean, I guess it's not in you, I guess. You know what I mean? And I know they have such a talented defensive line, so that's one of the reasons why he didn't make the roster. And they brought him in because they lost our former Raider. Our former Raider went down, and they brought Nkemdiche in, and they cut him in the first round of cuts. So there must be something wrong in between his head, and it's not a situation. But when I see Robert Nkemdiche, it's not a talent thing, bro. It's not a speed thing. It's not a strength thing. It's not a size thing. It has to be something up here. And I just really wish that somebody can grab that guy with all of that God-given ability he have and unlock the greatness that I think he probably has inside of him. So there was another cut that was going around right now, right? Now, Brown, the former Patriot, I'm having a COVID moment. I'm trying to remember who cut this brother, man. You know who I'm talking about. Did the Saints cut him?
No, I'm trying to remember that myself. Brown.
Malcolm Brown?
Did he get cut or was he hurt? I thought he got hurt.
I thought he was just cut, bro.
I thought he got hurt.
Wait, $20 donation from my brother Aaron. Thank you for the donation, my brother. Does Turner and Walter make the roster? I think Turner makes the roster. I don't know about Walter making the roster, man. We got a loaded running back room. Austin Walter really, really looks like a guy, man, that they could probably stash away on the practice squad. But Austin Walter has to do more than just be a running back to make the roster. I don't know how he is on special teams, but Turner definitely makes the roster. I think Turner makes the roster. I think that T. Billy's the guy that might not make the roster because he's not great on special teams, and he has a case of the dropsies, and it doesn't look like that's going away. That was his issue when he was with the Chargers, and he's carried that over to the Raiders. And even though he has top-end speed, the Jags, thank you, Graf. Yo, and we got a legend in the place to be. Graphic Raider just pulled up in the place. And y'all, give it up for Graf for bringing Too Short on the show today. I mean, God damn it, man. Yo, if that ain't some GOAT shit, I don't know what is, man. I don't know what is, man. Like, you got to give it up for Graf, man. That shit is unbelievable. But Aaron H., man, so you said this Turner. I don't think Walter makes the roster, bro. Even as good as he's been, I don't think he makes the roster. What do you think, my brother?
I'd give him Kenyon Drake's spot personally if it was me, based off of what I seen Kenyon Drake do. But I've heard that he was taking it easy in the game and trying not to get hurt. And so Turner is going to come down to Turner and T. Billy. So far, Turner's got the upper hand. Special teams been more productive on offense. He should have scored twice in the last game, but Chase threw a horrible pass to him. But yeah, the running back situation is probably my favorite problem on this whole entire football team.
Yeah, man, it's one of the most loaded position groups on the whole team. For me, if you're including Jacob Johnson, right? Josh Jacobs, Zeus, Locks, right? Jacob Johnson, Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, if you're gonna carry Kenyon Drake, it's like I'm thinking maybe they might only carry 5 backs, including the fullback. So there might be a possibility they might jettison Drake in a trade if they can find a taker, because I know the Philadelphia Eagles need some help at running back. And I've always kind of proposed they go and sniff around the Eagles building and try to send Drake over there and bring over Andre Dillard. I know that's not a congruent trade. Andre Dillard, maybe a mid-round pick or something, and bring him in here, man, for a little line help, brother.
If we're going to trade with the Eagles, I got to find some way to talk him out of Quez Watkins.
Yes, sir. Oh, that ain't happening, brother. You know that ain't happening.
Yeah, I know it's not, but I mean, if you said we gonna go through the Eagles looking for wide receivers, I want to look at the top.
Nah, man, that ain't happening, brother.
I like Gainwell too, but they could definitely use another back. And They got Miles Sanders. Drake could fit in well.
Drake would fit in really well. And Andre Diller's a guy that's just sitting there collecting dust at this point, right? He's a backup. I can see that trade lining up pretty well. The money is kind of similar, and you can get a little draft compensation. Swap a 5 for a 4th or something, and I think you can kind of make something like that happen. Because I can't see them keeping this many backs, and I think Amir Abdullah has squarely played himself on his roster, man. And Brandon Bolden is a guy they went out and got. So Brandon Bolden, is stamped. They're not getting, Brandon Bolden isn't going anywhere, brother.
Right.
Raider for life. How would you put together our cornerback room in order of starting to bench players? I think we kind of covered that, Raider for life. But Phil, you go first, bro, because you kind of had that one, brother.
We go with Rock Ya-Sin. We'll go with Nate Hobbs. We'll go with Trayvon Mullen. Actually, we'll go with Anthony Averett, then Trayvon Mullen. And then for the 5th guy, I'll say we'll do Bryce Crosby.
Bryce Crosby's been balling, man. Bryce has been. Look, man. I got a thing for I've always rooted for Amik Robertson, man. But I think that since Trayvon Mullen is back, I'm off the Amik Robertson bandwagon now. I think it's almost like the movie Rudy. I root for the little guy, man. But I root for the little guy, man. And Webb was a guy that was flashing early in camp, but Bryce Crosby has just been playing so well. You just can't ignore the production, the size. You can't ignore that. I tend to agree with Phil. Exactly. You know what I mean? So definitely. Phil, man, I wanted to ask you, man. So how many running backs do you see us carrying, man?
I've heard they were going to carry 5.
It's not including the fullback?
Not including the fullback.
Really?
I don't believe that. That's too many. I was like, the most you should be carrying is 4. And outside of the fullback, and then it comes back to who are you gonna cut? Brand Bolden's spot is there, Zeus is there, Jacobs is there. So now you're looking at Walter or Drake. So far, Walter's been far more productive, looked far more explosive, and just looked ready to go. And when you think about what Josh McDaniels did with James White, and then you look at Austin Walters, and it's like
he looks like a fucking carbon copy of James White. He looks like a carbon.
Yeah.
He looks like James White Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yes. It might even be better.
He looks a little quicker than James White. Just a little. I'm not going to call him better because James, this is a guy that's produced in Super Bowls. I'm not going to do that right now. It's a little premature with a guy that we see doing that against 3rd and 4th, guys and guys that probably aren't going to make an NFL roster. So I got to see him do it in the regular season. That's one of the things that I try not to do in preseason because we got to look at who they're on the field with at the time. It's not like he's playing against, world beaters out there doing what he's doing as well. You know what I mean? You know what it is? I call it the Chris Warren effect. You remember that year when Chris Warren Jr. was in, man? And we thought
the preseason MVP.
Bro, we thought this dude was beast mode, bro. He said he didn't even mention Amir Abdullah because it goes without saying Amir Abdullah is going to make the roster. Amir Abdullah is the guy that is really looking like James White. Amir Abdullah is definitely going to be a factor in his offense. I would be floored. That would be a borderline John Gruden level move if Amir Abdullah didn't make this roster. Like Amir Abdullah is a special teams ace. This is a guy that we didn't mention. Phillips, as far as the defensive back room. I mean, Phillips is another guy who's a special teams guy too. He's a returner, so he has a spot there as well.
Yeah, I probably put him at the 5th spot because he's played well. His tackling needs to be better, but in terms of getting his hands on the football, causing fumbles, just being Johnny on the spot, he's been as much as you could ask for.
And that's what we need. And that's one thing about this Raider team that has been missing in the last few years, probably since Reggie Nelson and Charles Woodson has been in the building. Having guys that can create turnovers. We need that, man. And I hope that Max has worked on that too. Khalil Mack as well. Khalil Mack, when he was here, he created a lot of turnovers as well. Bruce Irvin, guys like that. We need guys that can create turnovers so we get the ball back. Because when you're playing against high-powered offenses and teams with as much talent as the San Diego Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs with Patty Mahomes, you need off-scheduled mishaps to happen for you to win some of these games and to sway some of these games. It's always great when you have somebody that is driving down the field and just kill a drive by getting a turnover, man. That is momentum and backbreaking things, man, that help you win games in late in the season. My brother, Big Boy Mario, what's good, Wasted? Man, I was just checking out graphic video with the OG Too Short. It was fire. Y'all are doing great things coming up on this upcoming season, brother. Raiders, you already know, man. That's what we try to do, man. We try to put out that great contact, my brother. Camryn Giles. I think he means Cameron, or I don't know. But if I pronounce it wrong, brother,
Marion,
my head and not my heart. Camryn, right? I hate Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, better than his baby brother. F both of them. That's my answer to that. Drake, proven running back. These rookies ain't sniff starting teams rosters. Frank Jarmilio, I feel you, but I am not a nostalgic fan, bro. Only thing we can deal with is now. The National Football League stands for not for long. And when guys produce 2-3 years ago, like the last time we see Kenyon Drake produce at a high level is when he was with Miami, brother. Kenyon Drake at a high level.
955 and 10 touchdowns.
Well, I forgot about them. That was the first year in Arizona, right?
Last one.
What happened?
I would think it was the last one.
Didn't he have 1 year where he got hurt in Arizona?
I think it was the year before, yeah.
It was the year before. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting my years mixed up because I know Drake. Let's pull up Kenyon Drake's numbers, right? But Kenyon Drake was looking like he was a stud running back when he was in Miami, and everybody was saying, "Man, why did the Miami Dolphins get rid of Kenyon Drake?" Right? So we're gonna pull Kenyon Drake's numbers up. But let's look how long ago since Kenyon Drake has produced at a level that will permit him to be a starter in the National Football League. Oh, Arizona was his last year. You're right, Phil. Arizona, he had 955. He had 10 touchdowns, so he went nuts, and we brought him in, right? Last year, he had 63 attempts, 254 yards. The first year in Arizona, he had 600 yards, and he had 8 touchdowns. Miami, the last year, it was terrible. He was hurt. He had 47 attempts, 175 yards, 0 touchdowns, 120 attempts. So he kind of was falling off the cliff in Miami. I guess he was splitting time. But Arizona, he really, really kind of turned it on. So he actually had better years in Arizona than he did in Miami, right? So Kenyon Drake, his best year was in 2020. So we're a little off base right there. Wasted got that one wrong. What we got wrong today was that. What I got right was everything else. You know it. But Kenyon Drake. But the thing with Kenyon Drake is this, man. As of right now, we know Kenyon Drake isn't going to be our feature running back, right? And we know that Kenyon Drake does serve a lot of value. Still, because of this fact, I say we move on from him. If we're not going to say that, hey, Kenyon, man, you're the guy here, I think we should move him, man. I really do. Because he makes a decent salary. It would be a little cap relief if we can get him going. And I think we can get a nice, decent return and kind of take that bargaining chip and put it somewhere else on this roster.
For sure. And I agree with you, Bill Gates looked very well coached. And it is such a breath of fresh air to see a team go out there and look like they know how to play some goddamn football, look like they got their heads out of their asses, can wait for the ball to be snapped before taking off and doing what they got to do, executing all their assignments, not committing penalties. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, the 49er fan, whose frame? What you're asking about is the Thick Frame Nation. Thick Frame Nation is something that started here on Raider Nation Unlimited. We were talking about Neil Thick Frame Farrell. I said Neil Farrell had a thick frame. Everybody roasted me for it. Then we drafted him, and then it just became a thing. And now everybody says Wasted loves the thick frames, and now it's taken a life of its own. So now Thick Frame Nation, hey, shout out to Halo Raider, and now that's what we have. So now when we have thick frames on the roster, we always say they're thick frame. Like Hankins is thick frame. Everyone is thick framed, and that's what we're looking for. We need some thick frame up the middle, brother. So, 49er fan, that's what we talk about. This is the home of the thick frame nation, my brother. And that's too thick with two C's.
Two C's.
That's right, big boy Mario. Tell him wasted. Don't drop a like, right? Thick frame nation, Halo Raider. You already know the creator of all of this thick frame haberdashery that we have here. But so, all right, my bad. Now, brother Phil, another thing. Some of the cuts around the National Football League, right? There are some guys that are going to be out there in the scrap heap. Do you see the Raiders being players out here once the final round of cuts going around? Like, I don't see us really being that team to jump in and kind of go out there and bring guys in off the scrap heap and go crazy like that. But I kind of think that we have some glaring needs that need to be addressed, man. Do you think we're going to be players?
I think that would probably be, I know when everybody focuses on free agency, they focus as soon as the league season opens on the 18th at 4 o'clock when all those deals get done, right? That's when everybody looks at free agency. But your best free agent acquisition comes after last cuts. You've had an opportunity to go through training camp, evaluate your entire roster, top to bottom, bring in a bunch of different guys that you thought would be able to plug in and play, guys that you thought would be able to do some, guys that and get guys you got rid of. But at the end of it, we have the third most cap space. I believe Levi said it was 21 million hard cash dollars. So we can go out and we can be a factor for what it is that we need. I'm all for it if they go out, spend the money, and because they're getting a premium right tackle, they going out there getting a premium defensive tackle, or a guy that can come in and produce and do what you don't fill a hole. But they don't need to go crazy, but they need a couple things, if that makes sense.
Yo, hold on. Look, Phil, I know we have some high level intellectual football talk here. You are a GOAT in this thing right here, brother, and this is a great show. But right, I gotta address something. 49er guy, I allow other fans to come into this show. You have to, 1, subscribe to the channel. 2, you have to pay your tab, get wasted, hit that like, hit that thumbs up. And 3, you have to respect the Raider Nation. And there is only one nation. One. So don't come in here with that 40-winer nation bullshit. There is no 49er nation. There's only one Raider Nation. Al Davis made it up because we run the West. So stop that bullshit, brother. You know, please, man. The 40 whiners, man. Get the F out of here. Robert Cisneros, my brother. Damn it, wasted. We need Lord Voldemort. I say that I shall not mention this man's name on my channel ever again because all he does is uses us as a bargaining chip. Every time he's a free agent, he starts showing that fucking tired-ass picture of him with Charles Barkley, and I'm tired of it, bro. I don't want to see that shit no more, bro. Do you want to come here and play or not? Now, I understand the point in his career. He's made all the money that this guy's paid. He's great with investing. He has a Hall of Fame resume. He's won an NFL, championship. The guy has done everything. And he has a price, and if somebody's not willing to meet it, then F him. I get it. But don't start throwing around, the Raiders. Fuck you, bro. Do you want to be here or not? Because you know how much the nation wants a nasty player like that. You know it. So don't play with us like that, Donkey Kong. We don't, if you don't want to play with us, F them. And I said that when we were having this whole thing about the honey badger, as I call him on my show, Tyrann Mathieu. Everybody, when's he coming? Because, certain beat writers were saying that it's imminent. Mm-hmm. I'm like, listen, that guy doesn't want to play here. I know he doesn't want to play here. He's never said he wanted to play here. You know what I mean? He's always kind of been a guy who I could never see him doing. I say, if anything, he's going to go home. He's going to play for his hometown Saints. And this is exactly what wound up happening. And with Sue, if he doesn't sign with us, He might go to the Vikings, but he's probably going to stay retired because nobody's going to pay him what he wants. He's not coming here. I think it's a certain price. There's a basement that he's at, and I don't think that this organization is going to go over the basement that he set. I mean, Phil, what say you, my brother?
I wouldn't pay his ass, honestly, for a guy who, like you said, had been stringing us along and using us and had no intention of being a Raider when he was good, when he was playing at the top of his game, when he conceivably could have got all the money that he wanted to get, and still managed to price himself out of our range. Like, I don't want that guy now. And last I heard, he was asking for $7 million. I'm not paying that dude a dime over 3.5.
Donkey Kong shoe. F him. What do you think about bringing in a Linval Joseph?
Love it.
Linval Joseph, even with the Chargers' run defense being as porous as it was last year.
Honestly and truthfully, I would really like for Darius Philon to get healed up and be available to go.
Yeah, I know. I saw him on the gram the other day on his exercise bike, man. I'm like,
yeah, it's not looking good. His knee is damn near shot. But so that would be my ideal situation. They need Danny Shelton's already been signed to the Chiefs, Dwayne Crash.
Yeah, the chefs came and Pearl Harbored us once again.
It's all right. They're gonna be ass cheeks this year.
Phil, I think ass cheeks is a strong indictment on them, bro. I don't think they're gonna be ass cheeks now, bro.
Yeah, ass cheeks is a little strong. They're not gonna be elite. I'll say that. Yeah,
but you know what though? I think in this division, it's gonna be really, really hard to kind of fly above the fray. You know, I think this division, the fray is like 10-6. I mean, well, 10-7 now, right? 10-7, 11-5. Kind of. I think you have 3 teams that'll fly around the sun there, and you're gonna have one team that's gonna be like 8-9 or 7-10 or something like that. You know what I'm saying, brother? But
that's the way it's set up, and it really is. You think because you look, this entire division got better except for the Chiefs. And when I said what I said it because I look at their receiving core and the amount of their top guys who are hurt. Nicole Hardman got carted off the field yesterday. Chris Jones got hurt and left and never came back. He didn't come back and practice today. Juju Smith is supposed to be their number 1 guy. He's still nursing a knee injury. Then they had another guy. I'm blanking on the name right now. But right now, that's 3 of your top receivers that are all out. They're left with MVS, Sky Moore, and Josh Gordon.
Josh High Stakes Gordon. Josh Cannabis Gordon. See, Josh Gordon is a guy, man, that has so much talent, so much promise, man. It's been a long time. I would just hate to see it be that year that he realizes all the talent he used to have when he was on the Browns and goes nuts because he has Patty Mahomes. I would hate to see that. I mean, I know that was about 5 or 6 years ago when he was that, but I would hate to see that, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Oh, they got John Ross as well, bro.
Yeah.
They got so let's hope John Ross doesn't learn how to catch.
There you go.
Let's hope if John Ross learns how to catch, that means that they have a taller Tyreek Hill now. I don't know. I mean, he's not Tyreek because he doesn't have a lateral movement, but I'm talking about speed wise. Like John Ross is one of the fastest guys ever step into the National Football League. But still in all, you still have Andy Reid, right? You have Andy Reid, you got Patrick Mahomes, you have the best coach and quarterback combination in the AFC West. So, you know, you still can't really count them out. And what you have in the Denver Broncos is you have probably the worst coach in the AFC West. Because, you know, Hackett is a rookie, even though Brandon Staley is giving him a run for his money because that guy plays Madden football.
That dude is
a terrible head coach.
That's a terrible head coach.
He's horrible, bro. Everybody's like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, this fucking guy by himself lost them 4 games.
Yes,
by
he
himself.
did.
Going forward in the shadow of his own end zone and stuff like that. He's terrible.
Idiot. I was like, what is he? This ain't even my team, and I'm still over there looking at like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, and when you said Justin, we talk about John Ross or Justin Ross?
Hey, he's hurt. He's already out for the year.
Yeah, Justin Ross is hurt. Did they got John Ross from the Bengals?
No, I think he was talking about Justin Ross.
Yeah. Justin Ross is gone. So we don't got to worry about Justin, even though Justin Ross is
injured
a dog.
reserve. He's not coming back, bro.
Yeah, Justin Ross is a dog from Clemson, but he will not be playing, right? So look, man, let's see. Now, so for me, man, I think the Chiefs, just by virtue of the fact that they have Becky from Darlene from Roseanne at quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they have a living Muppet playing quarterback. That, you know, if somebody doesn't slam him on his face and knock him out of a few games, I think that him on his own, he'll probably win them at least 7 games, and Andy Reid will win them about 3. Let's just be for real. He you know, I mean, in their schedule, I got to look at their schedule, but I don't think they have as much of a nightmare of a schedule as we do. So, I don't know, man. Now, the last thing before we get out of here, Phil, the Darren Waller saga. Now, I know you have inside information. I've been a little hyperbolic about this. You know, the Darren Waller situation and the Clutch Sports caveat is what's always got me worried. Now, I'm going to say this before you go, because I know, you know, what I'm giving is conjecture, and what I'm giving affirmation, and you're going to give information like you always do. With Darren Waller, the reason why I feel like that deal hasn't been done, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because, one, Darren Waller is a man who has baggage. Darren Waller is a man who has struggled with things. He has skeletons in his closet in the back. The front of his career. And Darren Waller is a guy who's going to be 30 years old pretty soon. Darren Waller is a guy that when he does get nicked up, he's a guy who you can't have him deal with his injuries in the same manner that a normal player who doesn't have those kind of issues can. He can't take painkillers and Demerol and things like, you know, he can't take those kind of painkillers and shots because he's a man who struggles. And no disrespect to him, he's a guy who can't, he struggles with certain things, so he can't take those things. So it'll take for him dealing with nagging injuries. It'll take him a little longer to get back. You know what I mean? And I think that this organization probably might not trust him in that same way. What say you? Like, why do you think and then right now, I feel like we have a little pissing match between Clutch Sports and the Raiders front office. Now, like, I think Darren Waller, for public perception, is trying to do the right thing. But I think that there's something going on there. Now, I know he has an injury, but I wonder why the Darren Waller deal hasn't been done. Because if you look at, you know, north of Devontae Adams, he's probably the most talented person on the whole team.
No, he's not. Pound for
Besides
pound,
Max Crosby,
pound for pound, best player on this team is Hunter Renfrow.
Come on, man, get out of here,
Hunter Renfrow, baby. Hunter Renfrow.
Hunter Goat Renfrow, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound. I'm gonna call P for P. You know what I mean? So you need something done, go on, send Hunter.
No, but seriously, why do you think this deal hasn't gotten done?
There's a couple factors here. And David Njoku fucked this up.
That crazy ass deal.
They were. So what I heard was that they were looking to try to get Darren to come in at about 12. And when Njoku went out and got that joke of the deal, it was like, you got to get, if he got 13 and a half, you got to give Darren at least 16. He's got to reset the market because he's the best available tight end, or the one that's the highest rated tight end who's not on a max deal. You got Travis Kelce, who's already got his money. George Kittle's already got his money. Said he would be neck and neck with old boy from the Ravens, Mark Andrews. Yeah. So he's got to be seeing at least 14, 15, 16. And I heard that Clutch Sports was looking for 18, 19. And I was like, no. The problem is that he's 30 years old. He's coming off a knee injury, and he's got problems catching the football. He was only credited with 5 drops out last season, but I was in attendance for the Baltimore game, and I watched him drop 5 passes in that game.
That is a fact. Over the middle. In the end. Come on. Yes.
And for me, I love Darren Waller's route running. But when you're 6'6", 260, bro, you can't be going down on first contact.
That's another fact. It's not like he's exactly Rob Gronkowski out here.
And that's the beautiful thing about this particular coaching staff and front office. They know what champions look like. and they're not going to accept championship behavior from non-championship players. Now, I'm not saying that Darren Waller's can't be a champion, but right now he is not.
Stone cold, lead pipe, fact. Dirty Raider in the place to be. Shout out to my Dirty Raider, the 1 year older, 1 year wiser, 1 year dirtier. My brother Dirty pulling up in the place to be. Everybody, Dirty, could everybody wish Dirty a happy belated birthday? Yesterday was his birthday. He was out there on the links hitting the ball. I call him El Negro Tiger Woodis the third. He was out there, El Negro Eldritch Wood the third, out there on the links, just doing the bull dance and feeling the flow like Shooter McGavin, man. It was a sight to see on his birthday. Happy birthday, Dirty Raider, man. But listen, I don't know, man. How do you see this Darren Waller thing playing out? Because it looks like he's not doing a holdout, but it looks like he's doing a hold in. It looks a little weird. Like they're saying it's hammy. It just looks a little weird to me, brother.
I get it. You could definitely make that case and holding in as the new thing. But like you said, he can't use conventional methods of medicine because of what he has endured in the past, we'll say. But I would say that this gets done. Probably they want to see it. They want to make sure that they know what they're getting, and then he'll get his. But the other half of that is he's under contract for 2 more years. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to do nothing.
Whoa. Can I get a little hoaxer here, bro? Because I remember Wasted saying the same thing for fucking weeks, and I get cooked every time I say it. So this guy has not 1, but 2 years.
2 years left.
2 years. I gotta say it like an old Spike Lee movie. 2 times. 2 times.
I've been hitting double J on him.
Yeah. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
2 times.
2 times.
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing, bro. They don't have to do shit for him, brother.
Nothing.
So look, man, fucking Grab. Grab, you hit the nail on the head. That was the oldest shit that has been done all week. Phil, Graf, and I, we are very, very old right now, yo. Y'all don't know nothing about Double J.
Nope.
Double J, A, double R, E, double T. They don't know nothing about that, bro. Listen, if you don't know nothing about the Moon Doggies or the Midnight Express, or you don't know nothing about the Bushwhackers, I don't want to talk to you about professional wrestling, bro.
Leaf, what was the other one's name? The Bushwhackers. I love them.
Luke and Butch.
Luke, yeah.
They were licking people and shit.
I was thinking of just punching through the ring like that shit. Hell yeah.
Yo, man. Hey, Phil, man. This has been a pleasure, brother. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Every time you come on anyone's show, you class the joint up. You have made the smartest audience in Raider Nation even smarter. I didn't even do the wasted word of the day. I think before Phil leaves, I got to find an old wasted word of the day to go and put off and pawn it off as a new wasted word of the day.
I got to hear this word of the day.
The word of the day is ubiquitous, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Ubiquitous. And that is what Wasted Talent and Phil Robinson is. We are ubiquitous. We are everywhere in Raider Nation. And Docs ENT is ubiquitous. We are everywhere in Raider Nation. You go out draft weekend, guess what? Where were we?
Out there on the field, out there in the motherfucker with the press pass and everything.
Yes, sir. And guess what we are going to be after this? We are going to be at Adelanto Stadium, rocking for the masses. Mount Shillmore will be in the place to be. Mitchell Renz will be in the place to be. Samoan Raider will be in the place to be. Too Short, as you saw in Docs' channel, will be in the place to be. Corrupt will be in the place. Small change, Willie, from Philly, y'all.
Woo.
Listen, and then after that, the Canex Burning Trees Festival, August the 27th, Adelanto Plaza and Event Center. Purchase your tickets at canex.com right now. Mount Shillmore being placed. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. You got Docs, You got Simone Raider, you got Mitchell Renz, you got Andy, you got Hammer, the great Hammer, McHammonstein himself, and you got, little old me, wasted talent. Even though I'm the tallest guy out of the bunch, but I digress. And Phil, will you be pulling up on us?
I will. I'm gonna try, but I got a lot of stuff going on around the house that time.
He said, I said, what had happened was, I had told early them. Say, nah, man. But look,
I got a busy schedule, my brother. I'm doing a lot. You said ubiquitous, and that is a great word. I'm doing Raiders. I'm doing USC. I got to be in the Coliseum for the Fresno State game. I got press credentials for that. I got to catch them when they come out to Stanford. Then I got we doing a little wrestling show, and then as if that wasn't enough, I'm writing, and I got this little itty bitty thing that we're working on behind the scenes. That as soon as this drops, it's gonna be some shit.
Oh yes, Phil. We also have something that will be some shit and the shit. So Phil, we gonna have to talk behind the scenes as well. You, myself, and Mr. Graphic Raider, because there are a lot of things happening in Raider Nation. Phil, thank you for coming on this program, brother. It is a pleasure. You are always welcome on at any time. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Guys, if you aren't subscribed to Unfiltered Truth, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Unfiltered Truth. If you aren't subscribed to myself, Wasted Talent, I mean, get with it or get lost. If you want to become a member, it's at the top of the chat. I got to get the link and put up my chat. I'm fucking up. I'm a boomer. Wasted's old. I got to get my things together, y'all. But I'm going to put it up. Y'all become a member of the channel. That's the best way to subscribe. Not subscribe, but to support the channel so that Wasted can quit his job and become a full-time content creator, man. I think that this is a love of mine, and I definitely want to be a full-time content. I'm doing this. That's it. Y'all, get Wasted to 10K, man. Shout out. Man. And my brother Moen is in the place, man. Notes in here today, man. God damn. Queen Raiderette puts up Unfiltered Truth on YouTube. Queen Raiderette. Hey, Queen Raiderette. Queen Raiderette, can I get a link for my membership in my channel too, Queen Raiderette? The flying wonderful Queen Raiderette is in a place to be, y'all. Before we leave, Phil, any last words?
Any last words? Let's see. Let me think about what said. Somebody had asked about the backup quarterback situation. Who's going to be the second one? Currently, Jarrett Stidham is Josh McDaniels' guy. Said Jarrett Stidham. I got a little tidbit as is playing great in the preseason. That's the only place he's playing great. And Nick Mullins should be that guy that could get the number 2 spot. He's won games in this league. He can go out there and give you some capable quarterbacking. And I would like to see Chase Garbage get that 3rd spot.
Chase Garbage. It's like, no, I'm playing around. Chase Garbage is. Do you think they're going to carry 3 quarterbacks? Bro, I thought they were probably going to put them on a practice squad, right? Or no?
They could carry 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, you would want to keep 3. It's for that you just don't have the room for. And honestly, truthfully, I don't think Jarrett Stidham is very good, and that's about as nice as I can put it.
Yeah. Well, look, from your lips to God's ears to Josh McDaniels' ears, y'all, this has been another show. My brother Dirty will be pulling up on us out in the desert. So Dirty Raider will be in the place, y'all. Subscribe to Thick Frame Nation. Join Raider Nation Unlimited with Wasted Talent, yo. Hit that membership. Hit that sub button. Either one. We love it. Our brother Digital Prez in the place to breathe. And if you could smell.
Where's my video, Prez?
Yeah, Prez. Yeah, Prez. What's up with you, Prez? Y'all, this has been a great, great show. Love y'all, man. Peace out. And I forgot to put my damn exit on.